Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison, and today we'll also be looking at the Bitcoin chart. We'll be doing technical analysis, we'll be looking at news as well, and we'll be looking at some of your charts if we get time to it as well. So let me just switch over. Okay, we have the Bitcoin price 9,363. It did get up to 9,560. It did get up there, and I was expecting a bit of a pullback. It did pull back. It's pulled back to this level, but hopefully it's going to go back up to here. If it hits 10,000, that's going to be extremely bullish. But I think that's going to be a big resistance area. But we'll look at the chart in a second. We've got an overall market capitalization of 250 billion. Bitcoin dominance 66%. It's not that high because they also gone up. Bitcoin's gone up as well, which is really great news. This could be the start of a run. I've been saying this for ages. I've been saying for ages, once the altcoins go up as well as Bitcoin going up, that could be the start of the bull run. We're just starting to see that just now. Really over the last couple of weeks, to be honest. So we're starting to see that. This could be the start of something much bigger. But you know what crypto's like. It could change in the next hour or so. And not to put a damper on things. Okay, who's the winners and losers? We have V Systems is up 23%, Zcoin, Blockstamp, Monocoin, Icon, all up in double-digit greens. That's the only 5 in double-digit greens. The rest are kind of higher. Litecoin's gone higher as well. I said that was going to go up to the $100 mark after the cup and handle. We'll look at that as well. And it's starting to happen. Ethereum's gone up as well. iExec has started to move up as well. I was talking about that going up to 10,000 Satoshi. That is now moving up. I think it's 7,300. Who's the losers? Not the losers, but who's just kind of lost. Kick token down 21%, Bitcoin down 11%. I don't know what's going on with Bitcoin. I keep saying that, but it's still there, still in the top 100. There's a couple of others as well. What's the percentage? Not that much. About 35% in the red, just in the red. I will change it to Satoshi value. Does this change? This is a sign. Yeah. Round about the same as well. So that's a sign that they're going up in tandem. Bitcoin price is going up, and people are actually still buying the altcoins as well. That's a good sign. Okay, we'll look at Bitcoin chart, see what's going on. 9,360. And for that, so it's still looking good. It's holding above 9,300, which is really bullish for me. I think that's a brilliant case. We're just going to zoom out here. And look at this, these red lines I've told you before, these are just extrapolated information from 2015 to 2017, and that kind of point where it got to around about 20,000. It's just been kind of extrapolated and put onto here as well. It's overlaying on this chart. So we're kind of at that level just now where it's kind of playing very close to what it did back in 2015, at the start of the 2015 parabolic run. And we'll just kind of zoom out. I want to look at something else I've not looked at, the weekly guppy as well. I'll look at that in a second. So we'll come down here. So as I said, 2015, which is where we're looking at here, September, and all the way run up. So we're just taking out that information, the kind of parabolic rise there, and extrapolating and putting it onto here and overlaying it to what could happen for the end of 2021. So 2019 to 2021, that's what could happen. It's only a could happen, so I'm still looking for it to go up before the halving in May, to go up to around about 13,500, then come back down and see what happens there. So Tone Vays was saying about 7,900. That would kind of put it round about here actually. So it would still stay within that line, this long-term support line. I'm still holding to that. If it falls below that, I'm taking that as a barometer. That something's wrong with Bitcoin, or something's seriously wrong with Bitcoin if it falls below that for any length of time, i.e. 2 or 3 days. We're still in this descending channel. We're still out with the descending channel and using this as support. Pretty soon we'll be able to take that away because it'll be a new trending channel, and it'll be an upwards channel, an ascending channel that we're at, and we're kind of starting to form that just now. If we look on the daily, we're starting to form an ascending channel there as well, which is in parallel with this as support line, and then it'll be an ascending channel as resistance here as well. So pretty soon we'll be able to get rid of this, but we'll keep it in for the moment. So it's still looking okay, still looking good. For Bitcoin, I think, for the Bitcoin price, I think we're going to go up for the weekend. Usually the weekends are slow for Bitcoin, but I think we're going to go up for the Bitcoin price and the alts as well over the weekend. Now, we have to look out for any breaks. Obviously, down below 9,000 would be a bearish sign short term. As long as we stay above this support line, around about the 8,200, I think we'll be okay. But a break below 9,000 just now would be seen as bearish, and I think a lot of people would sell off at that point. Now, what we're going to do is we'll look at Bitcoin on the 4-chart system I've got set up here. So 9,352. Where are we with RSI? We're 66.04, not that high. We've kind of crossed over on the daily MACD again, which is another good sign. We crossed over, came back down, crossed over again. So crossed back over. Volume is picking up as well. So it's looking actually quite good for Bitcoin in all aspects. It's more bullish than bearish here. I think a lot of people are prepared for a fall, or they're expecting a fall. Not because of any technical indicators, not because of any fundamental indicators, just because we've been here before. That's why they're expecting a fall. I'm expecting a fall just because we've seen all this before. We get hyped up and we go, everybody's going crazy, it's going to go parabolic, it's going to go mental, and then it just drops, and then you go, oh shit, the sky's just going to fall again. It's just one of those times. So we're all bullish just now, we're all feeling very positive, but we've been here before. Just can remember that. We have to be very, very careful. Oh, this is interesting as well. A really interesting story. 5 of the most expensive NFTs sold in 2019. So the non-fungible token market is one of the most exciting spaces in crypto right now. Significant investments have been made on non-fungible tokens as people diversify their decentralized portfolios in the hope that this promising market continues to grow as we begin 2020. So let's take a look at 5 of the most expensive NFTs sold last year. What is an NFT? It's a non-fungible token. If you think about it this way, if you were to have, if I was to get the Mona Lisa, I think if you think about the Mona Lisa and you kind of sell it to somebody, that is a unique piece of property, the Mona Lisa. It's never going to change. It's always going to be the same. It's a unique piece of property. So that is a non-fungible token. That's really what it is. Fungible token, Bitcoin, I send it to you. You could break it up, change it, send it to other people, and they send it to other people. So it's all broken up. It's all over the world. But it's not a unique piece of property. With a non-fungible token, it is a unique piece of kind of the blockchain, so to speak. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. The number 5 is God's Unchained Atlas ID, and it's got the ID for it as well. Price is 210 Ethereum, $31,500. And the date was December the 5th, 2019. God's Unchained is a competitive card game on the Ethereum blockchain and is similar to the popular mainstream title Hearthstone. So this is kind of about the games. God's Unchained as well, Prometheus ID, 235 Ethereum, December the 9th, 2019. Crypto Space Commandos Battlecruiser ID, 250 Ethereum, which is $45,000. Decentraland, the secret of Satoshi's Tea Garden. Decentraland, I think, is going to be big as well. Mana, if you've not seen Mana, take a look at Mana. I said this a couple of months ago. This is talking about, it's a virtual reality platform where you can buy land, virtual land, which seems kind of crazy, but it could be extremely, extremely massive, and I'd start looking at Mana just now. So Decentraland is a virtual reality platform on the Ethereum blockchain. Again, it's on Ethereum. It uses a Mana token, which acts as a platform's currency. The world is split into land parcels, known as land, which were sold by Decentraland and bought by the community. Landowners have the freedom to build strange and unique experiences for Decentraland's explorers to enjoy and can potentially monetize these experiences. Sounds crazy, but virtual reality is going to be huge as well in the next couple of years. We know that. It's going to change so much in the next couple of years. And virtual reality on the blockchain is going to be massive as well. Think about that. But that one was for $80,000. That was the secret of Satoshi's Tea Garden, $80,000. And F1 Delta Time. the Apex Racing Car 111. Price 415 Ethereum, $113,000. So in March 2019, game development studio Animoco Brands announced that it secured an agreement with Formula One to develop and publish a blockchain game. The game, F1 Delta Time, allows players to own a digital version of a Formula One race car through the use of non-fungible tokens. Really, really interesting space, this. Really interesting. So check out NFTs as well, non-fungible tokens, and check out Mana as well. And they're on Binance. Tone Vays predicts when Bitcoin price is going to rally above $10,000. So we spoke about this. Stuart was telling me about this at the beginning, if you were here. But I had this as a news story. So former Wall Street Tone Vays is close to turning into a raging bull. For this to happen, Bitcoin has to print a clear higher low, and then surge above $10,000 on its way to a new higher high. So what he's saying is, Vays says that Bitcoin is yet to form a higher low after its mini bear market. He predicts that Bitcoin is going to get rejected somewhere above 9,700. Which will be ideally followed by a pullback to no lower than 7,900. If that's the lowest it's going to go, I think that's good, which Tone Vays is saying here. This area is indicated by the blue on the chart below. So a lot of lines here. This is the line that he's talking about, that he sees it kind of coming back down to and then kind of going back up. After that, Vays foresees that Bitcoin could rally above $10,000, which would be enough to turn him into a bull for the next 4 years. This is a 4-year cycle, and the kind of Bob Lucas talks about as well. If you've not seen Bob Lucas, check out Bob Lucas as well. And Tone Vays is saying the market is very close to turning me into a bull for the next 4 years. So that's Tone Vays. People still listen to Tone Vays. I think he's just another voice, kind of in the crypto world, another one to kind of look at for doing your own research as well. Stablecoin Ethereum flip could lead to mass adoption, claims Binance CEO. So stablecoins in the cryptocurrency sphere have had a polarizing effect on a community since their emergence, and Changbing Zhao is talking about this. Just kind of quickly do it here. I know we're running out of time. Many of us early adopters don't like stablecoins, but fact is that's what's needed to help us cross the chasm, as most new crypto people will still think in fiat base for a while to come. Now, I do agree with that. We're always thinking, okay, how much is Bitcoin worth in dollars? We're always thinking that, so we're still going to have that fiat mentality. I wish that's not the case, but we live on Earth, not utopia. This was talking about from Changbing Zhao. So what they're saying is stablecoins have really taken over, and there's been seen as native Ethereum cryptocurrency flipped in relation to the cumulative transfer volume of those stablecoins. In other words, Ethereum's economy is now dominated by stable value transfer. So they're talking about the transactions on the Ethereum network, and it's dominated by stablecoin transfers. But I think that's going to change what we've been talking about earlier on with Ethereum as well. I think that's all going to change as well. But this is going to be a part of it. Stablecoin is going to be a huge part of it as well. Litecoin price gains 22% as chart cup and handle targets 100. I was talking about that a couple of weeks ago. I said it was going to get up to 100, and they're saying it here with this cup and handle. We can see here, cup and handle. I don't know if we can enlarge that. We can. So from here, I would say from here, and get a cup and handle. And I showed you that a couple of weeks ago as well. And we're heading towards that $100 range as well. Obviously helped by the Bitcoin price going up in dollar value. But they're talking about Litecoin, so the big caps are really kind of starting to get some attention now as well. 1 million isn't enough for retirement anymore. Is it time for Plan B, which is Plan Bitcoin? So this is from a report. These days, a 1 million retirement nest egg is not even close to enough. So they're saying even $1 million is not enough to retire on. Now, I think over here in the UK, £1 million would be enough, which is $1.25 million. I still think that could be just enough to retire. It depends on what age you retire, I suppose. So what is retirement? Is it going to be 50? Is it going to be 60? Is it going to be what we are over here in the UK? Is officially 67, which will probably go up. Could be 75. So it just depends on what age you retire, I suppose. So, but they're talking about Plan Bitcoin. Should you be investing in Bitcoin? because there's going to be $1 million poverty, whereby you're only going to have $1 million and you're going to be poor if you have $1 million for your pension. Don't think that's going to be the case at all. But the correlation between the dire financial future for millennials and their appreciation of Bitcoin and the evolution of the financial space is not too surprising. For the millennials looking to their retirement and faced with negative interest rates, another financial crisis, and the relatively pointless advice of earn more or spend less, Bitcoin is far more welcoming. I do agree with that as well. So I think we're going to see this as well. This is just another reason that Bitcoin price is going to go up. And another reason to hodl Bitcoin as well. Okay, that is it for the week. So please share this. Last one out, please hit that like button and have a brilliant weekend. Until next time, namaste. Take care. Bye now.